my name is Nikki here at Wild Birds Unlimited. It's that time of year again when hummingbirds are starting to make their way through the Front Range, so we're going to talk a little bit on how to feed them. So studies have shown hummingbirds prefer a 4-part water to 1-part sugar ratio for their nectar. You just want to use regular table sugar. You don't want anything with dyes or artificial sweeteners. So to make the nectar, you want to get your water boiling and then slowly add in the sugar, get it completely dissolved, and you can store leftovers in the refrigerator. Wild Birds Unlimited also does make a powdered nectar mixture, and we have a nectar bottle, so you can pour this entire box into this bottle, fill it up with hot water, shake it up, and store it in the fridge. If you want a more convenient way to feed your hummingbirds, we also have a ready-to-use nectar mixture. So with this, you pour it directly into your hummingbird feeder. It doesn't have any dyes, any preservatives. It's completely natural, and then you can store what's left over in the fridge. So in the heat of the summer, you do have to change your nectar more often, about every 2 to 3 days. So we have this nectar protector. You add 1 tablespoon per 1 quart of nectar, and it can almost double the life of your hummingbird nectar. So be on the lookout for hummingbirds moving through your backyard this spring.
Hi, I'm Mari here at Wild Birds Unlimited, and I'm here to talk to you about hummingbird feeders and a couple of feeder accessories. So I'm going to focus on the Wild Birds Unlimited High Perch Hummingbird Feeder. It's a really cool feeder for a variety of reasons. First of all, it has sloped sides, so unlike your gravity-fed feeders that tend to leak on you when they get to swaying, this one is not going to sway much in the wind, and because the ports are on the top, it's not going to leak on you if it sways a little bit. It's also got a built-in ant moat, so if ants are crawling down getting into the feeder, all you have to do is fill that with water and it keeps them out. The high perch also allows you to see the hummingbirds regardless of where they are on the feeder. This comes in 4 different sizes, so if this one's a little too large for you, we have quite a variety to choose from. The inside also has little protrusions under each port, so if you have insects that are getting into the nectar, you can just add these little plastic caps to each port. The bugs can't get in, but the hummingbirds can poke right through. If you ever forget the nectar recipe, it's actually written on the inside of the feeder, so that's also quite nice. And when you're cleaning it, it is dishwasher safe on the top rack. If you ever have problems with the ports gumming up, we have a little port brush that'll help you clean them out. And one really cool thing that you can put up near your hummingbird feeder, so we have these little hummingbird swings. Hummingbirds have very underdeveloped legs. They can't actually walk around like most birds can. So if you put this near your feeder, it'll give them somewhere to perch while they're waiting their turn to eat. And then the last feeder that I wanted to show you, so we got in these little Nectar Dot handheld hummingbird feeders. These guys are pretty cool to take up camping or hiking, anywhere up in the mountains where the hummingbirds are really thick. Just fill this up with nectar, hold it up, and soon you'll have hummingbirds eating out of your hands. Hummingbird migration is going to be starting here around April 15th. So go ahead and get your feeders out and ready to go.
The most common question that we're asked in the springtime is, when do hummingbirds return to Colorado? And the answer is April 15th. They are here from mid-April through mid-May. When we really begin to see them in our backyards is July 4th through the end of September or middle of October, depending on our first hard freeze. There are actually 325 species of hummingbirds that live in the Americas only, but in Colorado we only see 4 species. They're the rufous, black-chinned, calliope, and broad-tailed. Hummingbirds weigh 1/10 of an ounce. So if you were to take 10 hummingbirds and place them in an envelope, you could mail them with 1 first-class stamp. Their hearts beat 1,200 times per minute, and when they're at rest, they actually take about 250 breaths per minute. And their wing beats are 20 to 80 times per second, which allow them to fly from 30 to 60 miles an hour when they're in a full dive. They're the only bird species that has a hinged shoulder, which allows them to fly up, down, forward, backwards, upside down, and move very quickly from rest. They actually can move almost immediately from perching to full speed. They're very, very intelligent birds, but their brains are only the size of a BB. And when they do decide to have babies, the eggs in the nest are only the size of a coffee bean, and their nests are the size of a golf ball. Their favorite foods are nectar and insects, and they actually enjoy eating spiders and spider eggs, and they do this by impaling them with their bill. When they drink nectar, they actually have a forked tongue that has a trough that runs along each side of the fork. This allows them to put their tongue into the nectar and suck it up like a straw. Ironically, one of the predators of hummingbirds is spiders. Spiders capture them in their webs and will actually eat them. Bullfrogs, snakes, cats, and believe it or not, other birds. Blue jays, crows, shrikes, kestrels will all eat hummingbirds. These are amazing little birds, and we invite you to put a feeder in your backyard so you can enjoy all of the things we just talked about.